doing, Shirley? Yes. Oh. Alright. Like I said, I ain't gonna be wearing no mask. Told him I'd come back, I ain't wearing no mask. Oh, you don't have to. You can wear one of the shields and all that, no more man. Yeah, okay, because you know I'm gonna take it behind up. I'm gonna own all y'all. What up? Oh, Colin on deck. Hey, yo, check this out. They had an attorney. I wish I would have turned this camera on beforehand, but she just came out and told everybody that she's going to be representing everybody who doesn't have an attorney here present right now. And she's going to enter a guilty plea on their behalf.
Misspoke. That's not guilty. She says she's going to be entering not guilty pleas on behalf of everybody who doesn't have an attorney. Let us proceed.
She's just going to enter a guilty plea. I'm like, matter of fact, I'm about to go down here and talk to Shorty right now. Just hold tight. I'm about to go down here and talk to her, let her know she ain't representing me. Okay, so she's coming around everybody. She's coming around to everybody?
Yeah, we'll get to everybody. Okay. Whether or not you're talking out here or inside, she'll talk to you.
Beautiful. All right. Yeah, so we got everybody lining up. wait to get some legal representation. It's crazy around here. Oh, they picked it up? Shorty said she's going to be representing people. If your attorney isn't here, she's going to be representing you. And she's going to help you out and put in a plea of not guilty for you. Oh, they're going to lock these people in this jurisdiction. They don't even realize what's about to happen. They don't even realize they're about to get pulled right into that jurisdiction. Let that lady stand up there on your behalf. You wildin'. Oh, you all the way out of control. She laughing. Yo, look at Son's joint. Yo, this dude got a scroll. He gave him a scroll. Yo, this is hilarious. Holy crap. Oh, shoot, man. Man, listen, people. Yeah, I've been telling my peoples since 2016, you better start smartening up and understanding, what your rights are and what you're supposed to do when you're dealing with these people. Yeah, Timothy Rice. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. What's going on, brother? Yeah. No, thank you. I need your assistance. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to tell her, listen, if you dare go up there and try to represent me, if you dare go up there and try to put a plea on my behalf, I'm going to shoot her. I'm going to shoot your pants off. She's wearing pants today, so I'm going to shoot her pants off. All right? So next time you see her, she might be walking in panties. You better not go in front of no judge putting no plea in for me. I don't put pleas in. Animals plea. Human beings don't plea. We don't plea. You don't put a plea in. You don't. You don't put in not guilty. You don't put in guilty. You don't put in no contest. You don't put a plea in, period. You don't put your name on the record. You don't allow them to put your name on the record. And if they try to force you to put your name on the record, then you bill them. You bill them for using your name. All right? Because if you did not authorize them to use your name prior to you coming to any court building, then they're in violation. They're in violation. And if the judge tries to put a plea in on your behalf, because the judge may try to do that. He may try, I'm going to put in a plea for you on your behalf. I'm going to put in a plea of not guilty. Like he's doing you a favor. He's lining you up. All right? You better object to that. You better object to that. And I just had a situation with one of the people that I deal with. He went into court and, he was trying to refuse the attorney. He made a few mistakes, but it's all good though. You know what I'm saying? It's a learning process. When I first started, I made mistakes too. You know what I'm saying? But the judge put in a plea of not guilty for him. I'm like, listen, you're supposed to object to anything that you don't agree with in that courtroom. You object to it. Now, if you see the judge is trying to line you up, If you see that the judge is trying to line you up for a contempt of court by, letting you talk out of turn, then what you do is before you start talking, you simply, you ask the judge, you know what I'm saying, do I have standing to speak? Because they're gonna try to flip words back and forth with you and try to get you in a contempt of court by creating an argument. Because the one who creates the controversy foots the bill. So to protect yourself from being caught in a controversy, what you do is you simply, you want to talk, you're gonna say, do I have standing to speak? And you keep saying, do I have standing to speak, until the judge gives you, the green light on that. Not that you're really asking permission, you're just trying to maintain the honor of the court, not his honor. Because it's always your honor. Because your honor is the one that's on line. When you come into that courtroom, it's your honor that's on line. So, do I have standing to speak? Do I have standing to speak? And then you say what you gotta say. You know what I mean? And that's how it works. How do you build them? I mean, you put it on the record. On it for the record. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anyone wishes to use my name, if anyone wishes to contract with me for the usage of my name, I charge, me personally, what I charge is $200,000. And every time I do it, the whole courtroom goes silent. Nobody want to contract with me. Nobody want to say anything. And in fact, for the rest of the proceedings, they don't even mention my name. You see what I'm saying? So that's how it goes. That's how it has always gone since I found this information and started to implement it. That's been the case. I go in there and they be like, say your name for the record, so they can lock you into the jurisdiction. I'm the authorized representative on behalf of the named defendant. That's who I am. Well, what's your name? Is so-and-so in the courtroom today? If he's not, I'm going to issue a warrant. Well, my name is private property. My name is private property. And is there anyone in this courtroom who wishes to contract with me for the usage of my name? Nobody wants that smoke. Nobody wants that smoke. The whole courtroom go quiet. So, right now, this is the new tactic. I already showed I posted a picture of the form that they're giving the people. Every time you come in the court building, they're giving you a form to, basically, you got to fill out, or you're supposed to fill out, stating that you want the court to contact you in this fashion. But throughout the form, they're calling you the defendant. Well, if you're the defendant, then you're a party to this action. I'm not a party to this action. That name that you got, that's from your trust. That's the trust that you created. That's not me. I'm me. I'm me. All right? Where do you live? Well, I domicile at 40.7891 degrees north, 73.1350 degrees west. That's where I domicile. I don't reside anywhere. A resident is temporary. So if you're saying that you reside at a particular address, you just gave them two things. One, you said that you are temporarily here, which means that you are not an American national. And two, if you gave them a street address, that is a benefit that they've provided. And if you've accepted the benefits, then that means you've accepted the jurisdiction as well. So, we're not going for that. I am the beneficiary of the name of the state. That's another way you can, exactly. Because in that courtroom, what they're not articulating is that you are in fact the beneficiary of the court. It's a constructive trust that they have in that courtroom. Regardless of what the charge is. It could be murder. It doesn't matter. If there's, like I mentioned in another video, if there's an attorney in that room, then you're not under the Constitution. You're under the commercial jurisdiction. And what's going on is it's a hot potato being passed around the room. You know what I mean? And what they're trying to do is everybody's trying to put that hot potato in your hand and keep it there. So the prosecutor at the onset of the case is claiming to be the beneficiary. And then they switch roles with the judge. You put your name on that record, they're doing a role reversal up in there, and you don't realize it. You don't realize what's going on. You know what I mean? By the questions that they ask, the statements that they make. I've never been given a paper to fill out after I began photographing with VCARR without prejudice. Yeah. Again, you have. The thing is, these things are being passed on they're no longer just leaving it in the hands of those who don't know. Those who don't know are the ones that's putting the paperwork together, that's writing the stuff down. But then they pass it on to the prosecutors or what have you, and they know what it is. So you may see different results. You know what I'm saying? Because they know what it is, and, again, with this COVID-19 situation going on, what they just did was listen, this country has gone through, I believe it's about 3 or 4 different reorganizations because the country's bankrupt. So whenever you see the country getting shut down, they're doing another reorganization. This is what I've been trying to tell people for a minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, after this COVID thing jumped off, you literally saw no police cars on the street. You maybe saw 1 or 2 a day. That's a fact. Yeah, they riding around these unmarked vehicles and all that, you know, all blacked out and all that. It's a reorganization. People, you gotta listen. Go look up bankruptcy. All right, look up. Matter of fact, I put it inside the Chain to the Sky. If you didn't get my book, go get it. Go get that Chain to the Sky, because that information is in there. And I explain about the reorganization. What happens with reorganization? This country is bankrupt. It's been bankrupt since 1928, not 1933. 1933 is when everything came to a head. 1928 is when the country was actually in bankruptcy, and that's when they did, J.P. Morgan and the Rothschilds. They had their agents go to Jekyll Island off the shores of Georgia to do the reorganization, to hammer out the plans on how this country was going to be ran. 1933. And every time they shut this country down, 2008, they did a reorganization. Everybody was asleep on that one. They did it again this year. Another reorganization. They shut everything down. They did a reorganization on the United States, because it's a corporation. It's a company. It's under new management. How about that? It's under new management. So now everybody's under a corporate jurisdiction who does not articulate that they're operating under the common law. Follow me? So that's how it's working. That's what we're dealing with right now. So again, if, as the law says, if you do not invoke common law jurisdiction at the onset, then you have waived it. It could be construed as if you have waived it. So you're putting yourself under that commercial jurisdiction every time you don't invoke common law jurisdiction when you go into that courtroom. So as soon as you go in there, as soon as you go in that courtroom, the first thing you're supposed to say, on and for the record, I reserve all of my rights, waiving none. It's the first thing you say as soon as you get up in there, on and for the record. You know what I mean? And then, I invoke common law jurisdiction. I do not consent to any adhesion contracts, nor to any presumptions or assumptions that I have agreed to enter into any contracts with this court. It's the same routine, So, like you've heard me say this in other videos, you know what I'm saying? It's the same routine. You see what I'm saying? Start the process of sovereignty. What do you mean start the process of sovereignty? You're already born sovereign. If you're born in this country, you're sovereign. You don't need to start the process. The process has already begun. And again, as far as, like, for an example, people who talk about, secure party creditor and secured party. You're a creditor as a result of being a secured party. Secured party creditor isn't the name. It's a secured party. And you're a creditor by virtue of recording that as you recording that process. You know what I'm saying? It evidences that you are in fact a creditor to someone. All right? Because actually what you're doing is you're putting a lien on the name. And that's what's happening in these courtrooms. Is what they're doing is when you go into these courtrooms, they're actually putting a lien against the individual being sued. I mean, look up the legal definition of the word. Summons. Look up summons. If you're being summoned to court, that means you're being called to court because someone is suing you. So essentially, remember, it's a commercial jurisdiction. The Constitution is a different jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? It's a violation of someone's right and someone claiming their right. You know what I'm saying? You weren't able to resolve the matter in the private, so therefore it has to go into a public venue, which is in front of a judge, because you couldn't resolve it privately. So now, when they bring you to court and there's a prosecutor in that courtroom, you know that you're in a commercial jurisdiction. And if you're in a commercial jurisdiction, what is it about? Commercial. Think about it. Commercials. What do they create commercials for? To make money. To make money. To get you to come and buy their products. So if you're in a commercial jurisdiction, when you walk in that, the prosecutors are clear evidence that it's a commercial jurisdiction. Let's just be clear about that. So if you walk in the courtroom and it's not the person that you allegedly violated their rights and you standing before the judge, then you know for a fact that you are in a commercial jurisdiction. You are not under the Constitution. And I've done this with individuals. I told individuals, go into the courtroom and tell the judge that he's violating your constitutional rights. It was 5 dudes. 2 dudes was held in contempt of court. The other 3, they were given a warning. Do not mention the Constitution in my courtroom. I mean, you can't get more clearer than that. They're not operating under the Constitution. They're operating under the organic Constitution of the United States for America. They're operating under a commercial jurisdiction. And I've had this situation with a judge where I was at, matter of fact, this same courtroom, D11. His name was Robert L. Sakeo. Right up in there. Went in there, and this guy's trying to run the game. And I'm like, listen, man, here's the game. I was like, listen, I don't consent to this. I don't consent to these proceedings. What jurisdiction is this court operating under? I need this court to identify itself on it for the record. And he was like, oh, well, we're operating under the jurisdiction of New York State. I'm like, objection. I don't operate under that jurisdiction. I operate under the common law, the organic Constitution of the United States for America. Well, we're operating under the Constitution of the United States. Objection to that. That's a corporation. He's like, oh, Mr. Booker, would you just, the audio is on, it's in the group. Just click on photos and then scroll down. It's going to be a black screen with white writing. American National in Court, Day 4. All right? Take a look at that. And you'll see for yourself. Mr. Booker, if you would just consent to the jurisdiction so we can proceed. That's what he said. He could, am I making it up? That's an actual fact. That's a whole fact right there. Mr. Booker, again, the audio is right there. Go check it out. Ain't nobody making nothing up. It's a fact. Mr. Booker, if you would just consent to the jurisdiction so we can proceed, he couldn't get past the arraignment. All you got to do is tell him, listen, man, I need this court to identify itself on it for the record. I will not proceed. I do not consent to proceeding unless and until this court has identified itself on it for the record. They're not going to identify themselves because the jurisdiction that they're operating under is illegal. It is illegal unless you consent. How do you consent? State your name for the record. You put your name on the record, you just consented. The judge tells you, shut up, be quiet.
Technically, the jurisdiction is not illegal it's not absolutely illegal. It is illegal if they force you, coerce you, or tempt you to come into it. The Constitution affords other contractual agreements, other contractual jurisdictions. So, the jurisdiction that they're calling us into is a contractual jurisdiction. So, therefore, if they force you into it, it becomes illegal. It's not illegal on the face of it. It is not illegal on the face of it. It's a contractual jurisdiction, but if they coerce you, tempt you, pressure you, threaten you into that jurisdiction, that's when it becomes illegal. Let us proceed.
And you shut up and you be quiet. You just consented. How? Because you just told him that he has authority. Gotta understand, man. You gotta study the law. You gotta know what you're doing, man. You gotta know what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's what we're talking about, man. You know what I mean? You gotta really understand, you know, what you're getting yourself involved in. You know, when you get pulled over on the side of the road, you got to know what to tell them. You can't just be talking. They're violating my rights. You guys are violating my... That's not what you say. That's not what you say to them. And that's why they bust you upside your head, drag you out your car, beat you all kind of crazy, take your car, do all kind of stuff to you. Because you're not saying what you're supposed to say. You know what I'm saying? You're not reserving your rights at the beginning, and that's what the law says. If you do not reserve your rights at the beginning, it can be construed as if you are waiving them. So the first thing that you're supposed to say every time when you're dealing with them, on and for the record, I reserve my rights. Because it's standard practice, and I mentioned this in the other video. When an officer pulls you over, it is standard practice now that these officers, they must have 1 or 2 modes of recording. Either audio and video, or at least minimum audio. So he's already created, listen, court is at the roadside. Court is held on the street. So you're already setting the stage at the moment they turn their lights on, which is an international crime. They're not supposed to turn those lights on unless there's an emergency. And pulling you over is not an emergency. You'll see in my other video, when I got pulled over with this lady here and my son in the front seat, and they was like, the baby's out of the car seat. You know what I'm saying? And, look, listen, man, on and for the record, I reserve all of my rights, waiving none. You You know what I mean? I don't operate under the UCC jurisdiction. And what happened, for those of you who saw the video, I mean, the video's like, it's almost, yeah, the video, it's what's that, 2017, right? It's like 2017. A lot of y'all saw the video. You know what I'm saying? No license plates, no registration, no inspection. You guys see, you've seen enough of my videos. You see me moving around without that stuff. Okay, so what I'm talking about is the verbal exchange between you and them on the side of the road. You know what I'm saying? And listen, the vehicle I have, the one vehicle that I have a number of vehicles, but the one vehicle that you see me in most of my videos is the Maxima. You know what I'm saying? The 2011 Maxima. I got the same car. I still got it. You know what? They never repoed my car. And some of you people are getting your cars repoed. You know why they're getting repoed? Because you're not telling them the right things. When they're talking to you, you're responding like a slave. You're responding like a corporate slave. You're handing them over all kind of documents, your license and all. Listen, you're giving them all that stuff. What you're saying is, I'm under your jurisdiction. If it says New York State on top, or it says your state on top of anything that you hand to them, or anything that you have, license plate, registration, inspection, ID, if it's got New York State or your state's name on top of it, then you're saying, yes, I'm in the game. I'm playing with you guys. Hold on a second. And a lot of you see my pictures. You see my photo where I showed you my ID. I'm going to show it to you real quick. And some people, I'm saying ID loosely. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are like, don't say ID. Okay. International. I know it's in reverse. Hold on, let me try to get this. I'm going to reverse this camera. Hold on, so y'all can get over there. New York Free State Republic. And it's certainly not at the top. All right? So there you go. Oh, and anybody who wants one of those them joints right there, you go see your boy Ali Black. Also, the brother, what's his name? Man, I'm forgetting his name right now. His last name is Bay. I'll put it inside the comments later. But he's also doing some really good, impressive work. So like when you hand them these driver's licenses and these state-issued IDs and all that, the law only requires. Let me tell you guys what the law says. I just had to tell this officer the other day. He had the supervisor there. He's like, hey, you gotta give us a DMV ID. I'm like, really? I said, what law is that? Can you articulate that law to me? I need you to articulate that law to me. Because the law that I read, and the Supreme Court cases that I read, the Supreme Court is the highest court in this land, right? Okay, so now that we got that established, the Supreme Court says, in order to properly identify yourself, you need a identifying instrument. It didn't say a DMV issued instrument. It says an identifying instrument, with a reasonable description of the individual and possibly a photo. That's it. It doesn't say it has to be issued from any state. Any state. That's what the law says, okay? And see, when you start hitting them with that, you start the cognitive dissonance for them. It goes out the window. They can't even use it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because this dad, he knows the law. He knows it better than I do. I didn't know that. Yeah, well, guess what? Today is class day. School's back in session. We're gonna teach you. You're gonna learn today. And again, Mr. Booker. When I came in the building, Mr. Booker. Oh, you remember me from last time? Okay, yeah. What's going on? The mask. I said, the mask? When I came in today, yeah. Like, the mask. I said, the mask? I said, I ain't putting that mask on my face. You know that. I said, the captain and the lieutenant already, you saw him all apologetic walking me out of the building. You saw that already. Last time I was here. So now, you want to play this game again? Oh, no, Mr. Booker. We're going to get you a plastic shield. You don't have to wear a mask. Oh, okay. Let's do this. It's no more of those questions. Oh, why do you not have to wear a mask over your nose and everybody else has to wear a mask over their nose? Well, Governor Cuomo says I don't have to. Read the post in the front of the building. It's right there. It's posted all over the building. As long as you're maintaining social distancing, you do not have to put the mask over your nose. You don't have to have a mask on, period. That's right there in the front of the building. As soon as you come in, nobody's reading it, though. We're being good sheeple. We're being good slaves. Good corporate slaves. Obedient slaves. That's what's going on. But right there in front of the building, it says it. If you are maintaining social distancing, which is 6 feet, you don't even have to wear a mask. Oh, shoot. Yeah, exactly. So, when I hit him with that, he was like, oh, man, right? They brought the captain. He tried to argue it. No, don't try to play me. And I don't have to wear a mask, and I don't have to tell you why I don't have to wear a mask. Because if you're going to force me to tell you why I'm not wearing a mask, or I don't have to wear a mask, then you're telling me to violate HIPAA law. Because HIPAA says I don't have to divulge anyone. I don't have to divulge to anyone my medical condition. So if you're going to force me to do that, then you're violating HIPAA law. So I can file charges against you, buddy. I can file official charges. All I gotta do is notify them and let them know, hey, this guy right here is violating them laws. Come get him. Come get him. Uniform or not. Come get him. So there you go. No mask on my face. That's how we doing it these days. That's how we doing it. Look at that. That's all oxygen I'm breathing, y'all. That's all oxygen. That's all oxygen, yo. No carbon dioxide. All oxygen, yo. Let's see, but there, okay, it said, okay, this is very vague, but there is not enough room here to put all of it. Last night I'm still studying, but this is what I have learned in 3 years. Oh, he's always responding to somebody else? Okay. Hey, the thing is, yeah, you definitely need to, and we say this, and my man always tell me, yo, y'all tell us to study, but you're not telling us what to study. Yes, we're telling you what to study. We tell you all the time, go read Corpus Juris Secundum. The problem is, Corpus Juris Secundum is quite a few volumes, and a lot of people don't want to read that. I also put posts up, and I put it in my videos. Go, if you want to know what's going on under this new reorganization, right? If you want to know what's going on since they reorganized this country again, right? Under these new policies and procedures, right? And it's another thing. Like, I'm gonna see if I can get a video recording of some of these quote unquote officers in here. They're not even sheriff deputies anymore in here. They're all in the back where the judges' chambers are. These dudes are security guards with guns. Like, seriously, look at it. They're not even sure. I'm gonna try to get a good one on one of their badges or something so you can see for yourself. They ain't sheriff deputies in here no more. It's a reorganization, people. It's a reorganization, people. All right, please understand what you in. Oh, how do you guys do that? Well, the thing is, we study, and we see that what we're studying is true, and then we implement it. We don't try it. We implement it. We put it into action. See what I'm saying? That's the difference. That's why when some of you try this stuff out, you fail. Because you're just trying it out. You ain't sure. You ain't sure about what you're doing. I'm sure. I've been living this since 2014. I've been living it. I took a couple of bumps and bruises. And I tell people, like, when you come into this, you're going to take a few bumps and bruises because you got to learn. You have to learn. And the best experience, the best way to learn is experience. Yeah, I took a few bumps and bruises. Matter of fact, last time I was here, these dudes tackling me to the floor and all that. All that's on camera, though. Every part of this building is on camera. These dudes tackling me to the floor like listen, got you. And when
wanted to apologize after.
What did they do?
Apologize.
What did the lady officer say to you when you came in? You told her that she was here for me?
She's like, oh, I was just like that. They gonna let him go.
She's like, oh, it wasn't me. I didn't touch you.
That wasn't me. I was
outside. Yeah. She just came in like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to check him out. And automatically, right into the apologies. And like I said, when I was walking out of this building, the captain and lieutenant was walking with me, and a sergeant behind us. And it was apologies, I swear to God, from this courtroom all the way down this hallway
to the door.
All the way down there where it says exit, turn right, and then you go out the front door. And they were apologizing the entire way, all the way out. Telling me, Mr. Booker, next time you come back in, you don't have to wear a mask over your face. You don't have to. I already knew that. You gotta tell me. They started pulling out my ID, emptying out my wallet and digging through my pocket. I'm like, listen, I don't consent to any searches. I don't consent to searching my personal private person. I don't consent to that. But, I'm not gonna resist because you guys got guns. So I'm under compulsion. This is threat, duress, and coercion. And like, oh. So they pulling out my ID and they start, oh, shoot, they saw the ID. Where did you get this from? I said, you got to go through the consulate to get that. The consulate? Yeah, the consulate. You got to go to the consulate to get that. Huh? And then, and I just gave the coordinate. Where do you live? I live within the confines of my body. Oh, man, where do you reside? Oh, I don't reside anywhere. I domicile. Well, on the form here, it says domicile. I gave him the coordinates. And like I said before in another video, you know what I'm saying, when the supervisor took the information down, I gave him the land coordinates, 40.7891 degrees north, 73.1350 degrees west. The officers that had grabbed me and do all that roughhousing stuff, they were laughing. And then I turned to the supervisor. I'm like, yo, I said, what did I just do? And he was like, yeah, he just made it clear that he's connected to the land and he's not a part of the corporate construct. Yeah. It is what it is, folks. Please, man, seriously, start doing your studies. Get serious with your studies, man. Corpus Juris Secundum, read that. You know, Black's Law Dictionary. If I was to suggest, I would suggest start with that. Get that dictionary. They got it online. They got like you can download it. So I would get that 4th edition. Get the 4th edition. Start with that. Start with that. You know, Bouvier's, if you can get your hands on that, that's recognized in the federal courts. Black Law Dictionary is not recognized in the federal courts. So you're going to need a Bouvier's as well. What else? Creditor in his bonds. One man out. Let me see. What else? Chain to the Sky. Don't forget to get that. What? You go get Chain to the Sky. Go get that. Stop playing. If you got it, go get it again. Give it to somebody. Give it a gift. Give it as a gift. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. Try to zoom in on it. Nope. You can't see it. What? No, because I said I was gonna show the badges. Ain't no sheriff name on no badges. It says New York court system. It doesn't say sheriff. There ain't no sheriffs. These people ain't even sheriffs in here. It's a reorganization. Yep. In fact, when I was here last time, they actually admitted it to me. It's like, yo, yeah, we're under a contract with the sheriff's department. What? You're under a contract with the sheriff's department? That don't sound right. Because the sheriff is the law of this land. The sheriff is the law of this land. So if the sheriff's ain't in the courtroom, you know you ain't under the Constitution. You ain't no sheriff deputies in there? Are you kidding me? Since when? Break it down, Shorty. Break it down for me. So yeah, this.
For those of you who saw the video with us in the car, myself and Dominique, that's in this video. That was my wife. If you notice, in this video, she has more information than she had in the other video. That video, we were still early in our marriage. So being with me and seeing the different exchanges and going into these court buildings and seeing how I dealt with these people and how they reacted to me. A lot of these situations, she had firsthand knowledge. She was there. So now, like, in this video now, you hear her like she's actually adding input into what was going on and stuff like that. Articulating some of the things that she's seen and heard. It's real, people. This you know what I'm saying? This is not a joke. You know what I'm saying? It's real. But I just wanted to point that out. Like, now, you know what I'm saying, she's actually being more vocal in the videos because she's seeing more. In the first video, I had to correct her, like, yo, listen, like, don't say anything to these people. Because at the time, she genuinely didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually, I believe, that was actually her first experience with me dealing with these people in that car with our son. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? She came a long way. All right, let's proceed.
It's serious, yo. This thing's serious, man. You know what I'm saying? One man out, credit in his bonds, Corpus Juris Secundum, the redemption manual. A lot of that stuff is still valid. A lot of stuff is still valid. The redemption manual, and a lot of it's online. You can go online and get that. Yes, I'm sorry. She really don't like being on camera. Alright, so.
Yeah, she still like to be on camera.
So if I start getting cursed out, y'all.
She still doesn't like to be on camera. Alright, my bad. Go ahead, let's go.
Alright, let me stop putting the camera on. So anyway, so let me see what else. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. But listen, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of videos that you might want to get your eyes. It's on YouTube. Go punch in Boris, Boris. That's one of my teachers. Boris, New Mexico day 1, 2, and 3. Punch those in, and a lot of Boris's videos will pull up. I just posted one of his videos too. The man he's on point. He's on point. And of course, a lot of y'all are already familiar with Yusuf L. A lot of you are already familiar with him. Tazadak Shabe. He's a little brash in the way that he talks, you know what I'm saying? But no, the man knows his stuff. The man knows his stuff. Who else? Tex Masan. And I believe he's in this group. Tex Masan, what's up? Shout out, bro. I done got a lot of things from you, bro. I appreciate you, man, for real. Who else? True Free Man 317. Until he's... A lot of his recent videos, man, I don't know what happened to him. He got into a little beef with Tommy Sotomayor, or whatever his name was. They just started beefing with each other, and he just totally stopped doing videos on the law and all that. Just stopped doing it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like his earlier videos, on point. In fact, one of the videos I just put up recently about Brother Yahushua, one of the original times that I came across that video was from True Free Man 317. You know what I'm saying? He put it on his YouTube page. Eon. Yeah, a lot of people got issues with Eon, you know what I'm saying? Because, he had a rape charge, since some years back, you know what I'm saying? But again, the information is what I'm after. What he does, or what he did, I'm gonna say, because he doesn't do it, you know what I'm saying? It was a situation that happened. The details of it, that's his business, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, I want the information that you have. That's what I want, you know what I'm saying? And again, like I said in other videos, I've never heard the man bragging about it or speaking lightly of it. Like it was something like, no, I've never heard him talk like that. And I've spoke with the man personally on the phone at least 4 times. At least 4 times I've spoken personally with the man. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't like, he's like he's downplaying or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, who else? God, I know I'm missing. James Harden. I only found one video of him. But as far as dealing with court proceedings and all that, check that video out. That's a good one. Oh, Rob Ryder. Get on board with him. Rob Ryder. Who else? Rise of the Moors. Get on board with them. Who else? God, but it's a serious list, man.
I just want to make this one point. Rise of the Moors, after they had that situation on the side of the road that was on the news and everything, no one has heard anything from them. And I'm still wondering, like what happened with that situation, because that boy, that was a powerhouse right there. That team right there, straight powerhouse, with the information and all that. So I haven't heard anything about that case. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I keep my ears to the street. I've heard zero about that case. Not case was dismissed, not they were found guilty. Nothing. So I don't know if anybody's ever come across that information. You could drop some information inside the comment section to kind of inform us about what you may have came across. We would appreciate that very much. All right. And with that, let us proceed.
A few people. And I'm going to tell you something. And I say this to a lot of people. Like when I first started out, I really started getting like serious in this, like 2016. 2017. 2014 is when I first came into contact with this type of information. And the thing was, the reason why it took me 2 years to like really start getting strong in it is because you had to weed out all you got a lot of shammers out there. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of shammers out there. You know what I'm saying? And they be coming off with a lot of legal theory. They come off with a lot of legal theory. They've read a few books and they come up with a fanciful idea. They've never practiced it, nor do they know anybody that's ever practiced it. And then they throw it out there like it's actual legal fact or lawful fact. You know what I'm saying? And so, which leads me to the reason why I created this group. I created the Legal Crest. For my babies. You hear me say this in a lot of my videos. You know what I'm saying? I created the Legal Crest for my babies. So when I'm gone, they will have something that they can say, boom, I got it. If I don't have all the information, I have all of the fundamental information that I will need to get myself started. And all I got to do is get to study. And that's why, my book, it's broken down. Like I was just told the other day, the sister, her name is Jaguar. Brother introduced me to her or whatever. She's from Georgia. And she was like, yo, your book is like, she's like, I was privy to the information, but the way you broke it down was really, really simplistic. And I'm like, yeah, because the intent was, if I go today, there will be material that I left behind for my children, for my babies, that they can go in and understand. So I simplified it so that even a child can understand it. You know what I'm saying? And some people, oh man, that book is real basic, you're missing the point. All right? Right? And here's another thing. Like when they get on the phone and talk to me, and they start throwing stuff at me, and I start answering it, it's like, oh shoot, yeah. The book is made simplistic for that purpose, for my children, not for you. Not for you scholarly individuals that's way in the clouds and all that, and you're not in touch with the people on the ground. You know what I'm saying? It's for the basic understanding for a child to pick up the book, read it, and get an understanding. All right? Now, if you go in the book and you get some benefits and all that, then hey, all well and good. You know what I'm saying? And I wish you the best. I hope you're increasing your knowledge. But that was the purpose, and that's why it's simplistic like that. But if you want to get technical, let's do it. We can get technical. I can go there with you. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's my focal point. You have to keep that in mind at all times. Whenever you're watching my videos, whenever you're reading a book, whatever. I'm doing it for my children. So yeah, I'm gonna simplify it. I'm gonna make it like a kindergartner can read it. All right. So that's what we're doing here. What's up, people? Most definitely Roslyn. That's right. Roslyn Moore is definitely official. Right. Operate under EIN. I occasionally do it, you know what I'm saying, under the employer identification number. Mine's what, 871111519, something like that. Whatever it is. But yeah, if you don't want to operate under the social, then you get an EIN number and you operate under that. And it's the same amount of numbers, Yeah, it's not difficult to get either. In fact, it's exactly. And you can get it for free. You ain't even got to pay for it. Some people are paying for it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pay for it. You can actually get one for free. So the EIN, you use the EIN number, as your, you can use it like a social, because essentially social it operates the exact same way. The only difference is they put the dashes in different places, the same amount of numbers. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. If you want to do that, you can do that. If you want to do the SS5, you know what I'm saying, you want to change the status and use the SS5, you can do that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't. Again, like I have a number of individuals who ask me about the process, like, yo, I want to become a secure party, or I want to change my status and all that. And it's like, give me the process. Give me a plate. So I can, like, dude, listen, man, that's not how it works, bro. Really, listen. And like I said, you got a lot of people out there, man. A lot of people got packages, man. They got all kind of stuff in their packages. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, if you don't know what you're trying to do as far as correct your status, then you're going to get sucked in and robbed. I'm keeping it 100 with you. You're going to get sucked in and robbed. Because the process, it all depends on what you are trying to accomplish. What are you trying to accomplish with the process? All right? Okay, for an example, some people, they don't care about closing out a court case because they have no intent on ever going into a court. So there's certain documents that you don't need. Some people, they just want to operate their vehicle without a license or registration or any of that stuff on their vehicle. They just want to put a private property number or, just put a plate on their private plate or whatever the situation is. There's a process for that. You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't want to be in the system. Okay, there's a process for that too. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going out here, you're going to people, just give me the process. Okay. Yeah. Dude's going to give you about 40, 50 different documents. Okay. Dude's going to give you like 40, 50 different documents because, they're charging like this. I've seen people charge $35,000 for a process. $35,000 for a process. $10,000 for a process. $3,000, $4,000, $8,000, $20,000. Seriously, for a process. And a lot of times, those processes, you don't even need all of that stuff in there. You don't even need it. But what they're gonna do is, I just banged them for 35 grand. I gotta make this look good. So I'm gonna throw a whole lot of fluff in there. I'm gonna put a lot of fluff in there, a lot of good wording. It's gonna sound good. You're gonna look at it like, ooh, yeah. And I've had individuals from this group get up with me, right? And of course, you're taking my time out of my day. You're gonna pay me, right? Yeah, $250. You wanna sit down and talk with me? No problem. You want me to go through your documents and tell you how the order is supposed to be in and how it's supposed to look? $250, and they paid it. And they ain't the only ones. But anyway, I mean, it's not that it's a problem. It's not a problem at all. You know what I'm saying? I'll take care of it for you. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. They paid the money so they can sit down with me, put their documents.
Using the word pay very, very loosely, people, for those scholars that are watching this video. All right. And yes, they were donations. They were not payments as in a business, because we are not running a business. We are sharing information and providing a service, and people offer donations and we accept. That's what it is. All right, let us continue. Let us proceed.
Their process in front of me, because they had people, I'm not going to mention the people that did it. They had people do processes for them, and they had a whole, like 2 envelopes full of documents. Like, yo, man, yeah, I got all this, but I really don't know what it means. I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, this goes here, that goes there. They had this stuff jumbled up all over the place. I'm like, this goes here, that goes there, that goes there. Now, what are you actually trying to do as far as correcting your status? Well, I just want to be able to, I want to go into court and discharge the case. You don't even need half of this stuff. But, $250, you're using my time, so, yeah, absolutely. $250, yeah. You want to sit down? Want me to go through your documents? $250, I got you. I'll walk you through them. I'll show you exactly what they do, why they operate that way. You know what I'm saying? What they can be used for, what they can't be used for. You know what I mean? But listen, a lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying, you're hearing about secured party, process and all that, and you're not understanding what it's about. And you're paying all this money, you don't even know what you have in your hands, you don't know how to use it. And that's a shame, because a lot of people who are doing these processes, they're shopping these processes around, they're making money. But they're not teaching the people how to use it, what it actually means, what goes where and why. None of that. That's one of the things that I do. Especially like those of you who, who got the private property number from me, you got it on your vehicles and all that. I break it down to you. I tell you what you can do and what you can't do with that private property number. Where you're supposed to put it, how you use it. That's the difference. You got people that just they give you these packages, they're not explaining it to you, they're just taking your money. And then when you come to me, you done spent up all your money. Now you're like, son, why don't you just do it for free? Negative. I'm not the one that told you to spend $35,000 on a bunch of paper. You know what I'm saying? Just like you compensated them, you're gonna compensate me. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is you're gonna get the whys with me. You're gonna get the whys. So don't come to me talking about, yo, man, can you break the price down a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Because, no, we're not doing that. No. I want to talk with you, and I'm going to find out what your financial situation is. If I see that you can't afford it, then okay, I'll bring the price down. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, no, we're not playing that game. We're not playing that game at all. No. You want to learn this process, I'll show it to you. But the thing is, you're not going to lowball me. You're not going to play me. You're not going to, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to downplay me. Not at all. Not at all. I got responsibilities. Oh, it's fiat currency, son. Why are you acting all crazy for fiat currency? It's fiat, son. Okay, well, fiat currency I can use to go buy real currency, gold, silver. So there you go. Here's your answer. And on top of that, my time, I put the value on my time. You don't put the value on my time. And like the benefit that I got from the brother Derek Gonzalez. Oh man, please don't let me. Derek Gonzalez, get with him. Get with Derek Gonzalez, for real. Get with him. One of the posts that he put up one time, I put it onto the Legal Crest. He was like, basically to the effect of, you're not paying me, like for an example, you're not paying me for, the job that takes me about 10 minutes to do, 10 to 15 minutes to do. No, you're paying me for the 10 to 15 years that I had to study in order to get it down to 10 to 15 minutes. That's what you're paying me for. All those years that I had to put that study in, those sleepless nights, you know what I'm saying? Those neglect, and it happens. Neglect of your family. You know what I'm saying? Neglect of other responsibilities because you're doing these studies. You know what I'm saying? You're studying this stuff. You guys are in the bed sleeping. And we up studying 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. And you're in the bed sleeping, snoring, drooling on yourself. All right? And we're up studying. And you're going to come to me and talk about, yo, man, why you charging so much? Why you charging so much? giving me the hearts? Who that giving me the hearts? That's the brother King. All right, what's up, baby? That's a fact, though. But you know, you come in these court buildings and you see these attorneys and they say, "Well, I want $5,000 to represent you, set you up, setting you up." Because they're putting you. If you have an attorney, they're bringing you into that commercial jurisdiction because they're a member of the bar. The attorney's a member of the bar. The judge is a member of the bar. The prosecutor's a member of the bar. Wait a second, they're all on the same team. You genius. And you're gonna pay him $5, $6, $7, $8, $10,000 to represent you, to represent you, to bring you back to the court to be prosecuted. Right? Right? Yeah, that's how it go down. You're gonna pay them all these thousands. We talking about giving me a couple of hundred. And you getting information that they got and more. And you complaining about that. But you come in here and you'll pay these people your thousands of dollars. And guess what? A lot of y'all don't even win your case. Am I right? A lot of y'all don't even win your case. And you done paid this nigga $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. Are you kidding me? You better take your sorry behind up out this group. If you got that mentality, you better take your behind up out of this group. Get up out of here. We don't need you. Get up out of here. We don't need you. Because we know, those of us who have been studying, when we go in these courtrooms, the cases get dismissed. It doesn't even go past arraignment. It don't go past arraignment. It don't go past arraignment. We got judges begging us, just give me jurisdiction so we can proceed. No, we ain't proceeding. Proceed where? Why? And again, you're making it very clear that you're asking. You're not giving any orders, because that's another thing. You give an order? Oh, you giving an order? Is that an order or is that an offer? Because if you're giving an order, then we're at McDonald's, we're at Burger King, we're at Wendy's, we're at Friendly's, we're at Red Lobster, we're at Olive Garden. Anytime you put an order in, you gotta pay. So now, what was the order again, sir? Because I'm gonna need my money at the close of this case. You gotta know what you're dealing with, man. If he's giving you an order doesn't mean that you have to fulfill it. He's making a request. I want large fries and a double cheeseburger. That's what he's saying to you when you're in the courtroom. You're not disrespectful in your response, because that, then you could be held in contempt of court, which is kind of tricky in and of itself, because again, to be held in contempt of court, there must be an injured party. Who's the injured party? Who's claiming it? The judge? Well, he's got to articulate now. How did he get injured? How did he get injured? You got to articulate that. You're going to file a charge. You got to articulate. What's the contempt of court? When did you get injured? Corpus delicti. If there's a charge against you, then there must be a corpus delicti, an injured party. That's another thing. You go in the courtroom, listen, where's the corpus delicti? Where's the injured party? A traffic ticket? Oh, where's the corpus delicti? Where's the injured party? I need to see he got to come before this court, beat up, bruised, arm in a sling, eye patch, you know what I'm saying, blood dripping out his nose. I need to see all of that. Oh, you ain't got that? Oh, okay. Well, where's the verified complaint? Not a verifiable complaint. Not something that an officer just wrote and signed his name on it. No, a verified complaint, meaning stamped by a notary. Tell him, go in the courtroom and say that. And I've done it. I'm not, listen, and those of you who've been dealing with me for a minute, I don't just throw stuff out there on some legal theory stuff. I'm telling you the stuff that I've done. The stuff that I do. That's why I'm making the videos now, to show you that I'm doing it. I'm not giving you legal theory. I'm living this stuff. Closed-minded people can't comprehend the facts. That's a fact. That's a whole fact, Marvin. Appreciate that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Marvin, your cousin. Yeah, so that's what it is, bro. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You go in there and tell them, listen, where's the verifiable complaint? I guarantee you they'll never present it to you. They'll try to pass some papers to you, but they ain't verified. Ain't no notary signature on that stuff. So that means what? The prosecutor has brought forth a claim upon which has failed to bring forth a claim upon which relief can be granted. That's automatic dismissal. He has failed to bring forth a claim upon which relief can be granted. There's no verified complaint. There is no case. There's no corpus delicti. There's no injured party. And there is no case. Traffic violations, there is no case. There's no injured party. There's no injured party. All right? So, verified complaint. Also, listen, I require that this court produce to me, the 1099s. Because the court case, they're processing it through the Chris account. They're making money off of the court case. So if there's money being made off the court case, then I need the 1099s because I know my name is on there somewhere, and you guys are making money off my name. So if you're making money off my name, then I'm gonna need my due compensation as well. Y'all all getting paid. I need my money too. Why y'all get to get y'all's and I don't get mine? You know what I mean? Fair is fair, right? Y'all making money. Let me make some money too. You using my name to make money. And for those of you who haven't gotten your name copywritten or trademarked, you should go ahead and do that. You should go ahead and do that. Because if they put your name on anything and they ain't get your authorization, the starting it's $300,000. Copyright infringement is $300,000. Starting. Come on, people, smarten up a little bit. Go and get your name copywritten. Go do that. Because anytime they send you something in the mail, you simply send them a piece, you send them some mail back, and you charge them. You bill them for making you respond back to them too. You can bill them. Bill them for responding back to you. And tell them, listen, I didn't authorize you to use my name. I didn't authorize you to use this name. Why are you putting this name on any of your envelopes or any of your papers? And in fact, it's $300,000 every single time your name is on the document. Not just one time. It's every time that your name is on that document, it's $300,000. That's copyright law. Ain't nobody making that up. Go look. Listen, we tell you guys to go do the research. I just gave it to you. Go read copyright law and see what a copyright infringement, see how much it is for copyright infringement. It's $300,000 for using your name. And you can also put your own price on it. You can put your own price on how much. I put $200,000 on mine. I put $200,000. And also go to the county clerk's office and do a DBA. They're going to give you a form, you write the name, you pull your ID out, the state ID, you pull your name out on that state ID. The way that your name is written on that ID, that's what you're going to name the business. They're going to have your name in all capital, so you write your name in all capital as the business, okay? You write it out just the exact same way that's on the ID. Why? Because when that officer punches your name up in the computer, the name is going to come out the same way it's on the ID. So when that name comes up, you just hand them your business certificate. There you go. I'm doing business under that name. And in order for you, by law, to write that name a citation, you must have a contract, an existing contract with that name in order to write a citation. Oh my God. Yeah, go ahead and do it. And then when you go in front of the judge, automatic. As soon as the judge sees it, like that judge, sir, sir, have you not seen my DBA? I am in fact, I'm the controller of that name. Some people are, they're cautious about owning, So don't say own. I've said it, I've done it, but it doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm the controller of that name. And what happens? Case dismissed. We don't want that smoke. Because they're going to have to produce their evidence. And if they don't produce their evidence, then they are in contempt of court. They have perpetrated fraud upon the court. They can mount federal felony charges against these guys. So what happens? You walk in there, the matter's been taken care of, sir. You can just have a nice day. Thank you for coming. Yeah, so we still out here waiting for these people to. We still waiting for them. Come on, dude. What's up? You good, baby? You hoodie the masked up. You good? Yeah. You hoodie the masked up. You good? She making sure I'm safe. She come up here to make sure I'm good. See? She gonna pop off, y'all. Okay, pop off. You know what that's for. Alright, what's up, man? Anybody got any questions, man? Let's put some questions up there. I know I missed a lot when I was over there. Yeah. There you go. Out in Montana, Dawn. Okay. Standing on your person, that's right, and how you're using properties, rights and property, exactly. And one of the things that the brother Derek Gonzalez, he mentions a lot now, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that he's talking about equity, you know what I'm saying? Coming from the perspective of equity. It's powerful. You got to know what supersedes what, and where your rights, are protected and enforced. You know what I'm saying? And then you line them up with the jab, preserving all your rights. You line them up with that jab, and then hit them with that equity. Bam, put them right to sleep. Mike Tyson style, Roy Jones style. I remember this one fight Roy Jones had, right? He was, who was he fighting? I forgot who he was fighting. And dude was, he's throwing all the punches he could, man. And Roy Jones had both his hands behind his back. Some of y'all remember that fight. He had both his hands behind his back. Dude was throwing all he had. He was throwing everything he had. And Roy was just slipping all of that stuff. And then he just stepped to the side and just caught him. Put him right to sleep. That was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. I promise you, sir. Don't do that to me, I promise you. I'm Mike Tyson. I'm biting that ear off. I'm biting something off. Something coming with me. That's it, man. You're not doing me like that, son. You're not going to do me like that. Thank you. Yeah, Yvette, no problem. Yo, I thank y'all for coming up in here and even taking the time out to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because, there are some people that are still asleep. You know what I mean? Oh, Dawn, Derek, okay, you and Derek talk a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Listen. Please, people, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm saying, and I hope the gentlemen that are the ladies and gentlemen, because we have some women out there that's strong, and I've talked with a few women, man, and they strong with their stuff, man. They strong with their stuff, and so we got some women out there that's serious about this, and they doing their thing too. But anyway, I'm saying to the people, if you can, get in touch with the people. You know what I'm saying? Get in touch with the people. You know what I'm saying? That are reliable, that you see that really know what they're talking about, and they actually live in it. I'm gonna tell you, the first time I ever came across, and I'm speaking about Derek Gonzalez, because the dude is official, man. He really is, man. You know what I'm saying? The first time I ever came across Derek Gonzalez, it was a video where he went to the court, got the case dismissed, and he was going back to get the bonds for the case. And they was trying every possible way to not give them to him. You know what I'm saying? And that was strong, man. That was real strong. I appreciated that, and I was like, you know what? Right after that, I sent him. I don't usually send people a friend request. I don't make friend requests. So I really don't. But after I saw that, I sent that man a friend request. You know what I'm saying? And I've been checking him out since. You know what I mean? But you got some people out there that's living it, man. You got some people out there that's just giving you legal theory. If you hear people, you know what I'm saying, they always posting stuff, and a lot of the stuff that they posting ain't even theirs, you know what I'm saying, and somebody else saying some stuff, you know what I'm saying, or they spitting some stuff, you don't see them doing nothing. You don't see them doing nothing. You want to be careful of those people, man. Seriously. Stop thinking that everybody that says some slick stuff know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of slick talkers out there. You know what I'm saying? These people ain't got a clue of what they're talking about. But it sounds good. It really does. It really sounds good. Like a few times I watched them like, oh, that's a good point right there. And then I go back and do the research. I'm like, that ain't what it said, and that ain't how it's understood. Yeah, you read the law and you're like, okay, that sounds good, but then you're supposed to go and read the court cases on it too. That's where you get the understanding. That's when you get the practical application of it. Read the court cases. Go on what is it? Westlaw. It's like $200 to get like a membership or whatever you call it. Get an account. It's like $2 and change. Listen, get a couple of your friends together. Y'all all pitch in $50, man. You know what I'm saying? 4 of y'all pitch in $50, man. Boom. Get the account. Boom, and y'all all can benefit from it. Why? I ain't got the money, so I just ain't gonna do it. Get your people together, man. Y'all all pitch in. You don't always have to foot the whole bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I have individuals who call me, you know what I'm saying? And, they want to chop it up, but they want to bring their people in on it. I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to do the consultation. You know what I'm saying? But, just, if you're going to bring people in, you got to let me know that you're bringing people in. Don't try to sneak the call and try to... My phone is going to tell me that you're bringing people in. It's telling me. It's a conference call now. Don't try to be slick. You know what I'm saying? Just, listen, I want to bring so-and-so. Okay, well, cool. Here's the deal. If you're going to bring an additional person, have that person throw in an extra, whatever amount. You know what I'm saying? Because I usually work with the people anyway when doing consultation. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? You all benefit. So that way you're not footing the bill by yourself. know what I'm saying? You ease it up. If you ain't got the money, okay, no problem. Get other people. Listen, boom. He wants to, he's going to do a consultation, or I want to go talk to such and such. Just bring me in on that. Here come the sheeple. The sheeple are coming out now. They just got released. The shepherd told them that they can go. The master said that they can walk out now. All right. This is another thing I want to share with you people too. Is this? When I've said this a number of times. When I come to court, I'll tell you. Every single time. Once they know, oh yeah, Mr. Booker's in the building, okay, we're not gonna have anybody in that courtroom listening to what he's saying. We don't want nobody waking up. We're gonna keep the matrix. The matrix.
Judge takes a lunch break.
1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. I know. By the way, I came here at 10 o'clock. I came here at 10 o'clock in the morning. As soon as before the judge even takes the bench, I don't go in there, and I wouldn't go in there before the judge takes the bench, because if the judge comes in and it's all rise and you stand, you're admitting that he has authority. You know what I'm saying? So I don't stand for the judge. He don't stand for me. That's not justice. You see what I'm saying? So by you standing up for that judge, what you're saying is, yes, I agree to you being an authority. You just entered into their jurisdiction. There it is. All right. Huh?
He said judge takes lunch.
Yeah, but he stopped now. He stopped. That's why everybody came out. Yeah, because they're gonna do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do what they want to do. So, all right, folks. I guess we going on lunch. We're going on lunch. We're gonna come back at like 2 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I already knew. You know what I'm saying? Like every time I come in here, I'm the last one to go in there. They're not calling me in there. I don't even know why I be coming in early. But anyway, I could have went to the job and sold me some gold and silver. She over here. I could have stayed home. See, y'all can't see it. She's stabbing me in the side. She got a little sarcastic. She has a sarcastic dagger. She be stabbing me in the side with it. Take that. Take that. Excuse me, man.
Sorry, 2 o'clock. I'm sorry. I got it. He was here since 9 o'clock now.
No, I get it. No. The thing is,
Just, sir, give me 1 second, sir.
I do not accept any attorneys to represent me. Is what that's all I want to tell you.
Don't want me to represent.
No.
Okay.
No attorneys represent me.
Absolutely.
None. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay,
All right.
but then you have to address it with the judge.
I always do, and the case always gets dismissed. All right, take care. Yeah. Come on, Shorty. Come on, roll with your boy. Hey, man, they don't like to hear that. That was the attorney, so she gonna represent everybody. Talk about she gonna represent everybody, and she's gonna help you out and put a plea in for you of not guilty. Right? You ain't put no plea in for me. I don't plea. Animals do. Huh? What we gonna eat? Oh, sorry. That would get me in trouble, yo. Y'all got me putting her on camera, and she's swinging her phone at me. You know what happens when a female swings her phone at you, right? It's not safe anymore. All right, we going on lunch break right now, man. We're gonna holler at y'all later, man. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, hold on a second. Just stick with me for a second. We'll walk out this door. Hold on a second. We'll walk out this door. Let me see what these dudes gonna say. Hold on a second. See if they say anything at all. Huh?
What? My stuff here. Or when we come back later.
Because there's no sense in getting it in and putting the bag in there.
No, put it back.
Oh, you gonna put it in the car? Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
Come on down. Come on down here.
Yeah, it should be right here. It should be right there. What?
Y'all see the pepper spray, right? That's how we come in. All they do is just take it from us. But yeah, you just keep following. You'll see. Let's proceed.
No, I was doing something. something. I was doing something. I wanted to thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. All right, you have a good day.
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, look who in the building. What's up, girl? What's up? Well, you got the team with you? You got the entourage with you? You got the entourage with you? How's everything going?
My lady friends.
All right.
How you
All
doing,
right.
Queen? All right.
Yeah, y'all.
And you got the mask. Where was that? You're not doing no good.
The last time he was like, put the mask on. I'm like, I said, next time I come here, I ain't having no mask on. He was like, don't worry about it, Mr. Booker. We know who you are now. I was like, yeah, okay, you know who I am. I ain't wearing no mask.